Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie na streamie, którego dawno już nie było. Dzisiejszą grą będzie Slay the Princess. Gra, którą śledziłem już od dłuższego czasu. Jest to horror psychologiczny, oparty praktycznie wyłącznie na dialogach, ale bez zbędnego przedłużania. Ostrzeżenia o kontencie, no wiadomo, migające obrazki i tak dalej. Klasyka. Jakiekolwiek horrory możesz znaleźć w tych mrocznych miejscach. Miej serce, miej odwagę, by przez nie przejść. Nie ma przedwczesnych zakończeń, nie ma złych decyzji. Jest jedynie świeża perspektywa i nowe początki. To jest historia o miłości! Nice. Dobra, cóż, może zacznę. Trochę grę już znam, w sensie, bo widziałem dema, ale dema się kończyły na pierwszym rozdziale. Tutaj widzimy trochę więcej. A i ważna rzecz, ta gra ma pełny voice acting, więc ja się przymknę na czas, kiedy oni będą mówić, a jakoś po prostu postaram się skomentować krótko po tym, jak już coś się stanie. Rozdział pierwszy. Bohater i księżniczka.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Czyli musimy zabić księżniczkę, inaczej świat się skończy. Koniec świata, o czym ty mówisz? Czy przynajmniej pomyślałeś o tym, że jedyny powód, dla którego świat się skończy, jest dlatego, że została zamknięta? Zabicie księżniczki wydaje się złe. Czyż nie? Czy ktoś inny nie może tego zrobić? Zapomnij o tym, nie robię tego. Czy nie pomyślałeś o tym, że dla mnie okej, że świat się skończy? Czy dostanę jakąś nagrodę? Okej, dzięki za powiedzenie mi, co mam zrobić. Słodko, zawsze chciałem zabić monarchę. Viva la Revolution. W sumie nigdy nie brałem ścieżki, gdzie po prostu nic nie mówię, tylko idę. Dobra, to będzie nasze pierwsze podejście.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find
No w końcu o to chodzi w grze, nie? Mamy zabić księżniczkę, więc dlaczego miałbym się sprzeciwiać?
a warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Tak, nie można jej ufać. Jak ogólnie kobietom.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ciii! Bohaterze,
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
idziemy do kabiny, do chaty.
The
I...
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Więc opuszczona chata, ozdobiona kurzem. Sztylet. Spodziewałem się czegoś więcej do zabicia istoty, która skończy świat, ale z drugiej strony sztylet wydaje się wystarczający na księżniczkę, co nie? Czyż
The
nie?
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oczywiście. Bierzemy ostrze.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult.
Zmieniała się ikonka. Widzicie? Teraz nasza myszka ma ten. No, jak się nazywa? Sztylecik. Czy widzicie moją myszkę? Mam nadzieję. Wejdź do piwnicy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A, tam przysługa, przecież o to chodzi w tej grze, prawda?
Her voice carries up the stairs.
O.
Who's there?
O, czyli od tej
She
zaczynamy.
sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
No co ty, panie bohaterze, nie powiesz, że brzmi jakby ona tu dowodziła.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Tak, tak, sztuka wojny Sansu. Udawaj silnego, kiedy jesteś słaby, udawaj słabego, kiedy jesteś silny. Nic nie powiem, po prostu zejdziemy na dół.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Bardzo mnie niepokoi to, że drugi łańcuch jest zerwany.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Coldly to jest chyba idealny przymiotnik.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Tak.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Jesteś przykuta, a ja jestem uzbrojony.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
O, możemy z nią... No tu są pytania, oczywiście. Co jeśli ona nie blefuje? Co jeśli nas zabije? Jesteś pewien, że ona jest nieuzbrojona? Przepraszam, możemy po prostu porozmawiać? Rzucam nie rzucę ostrza. Rzuć ostrze. Zabij księżniczkę.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
Ha! Nie spodziewałaś się tego.
this is it, isn't it?
O, mamy teraz krwawą myszkę. Jej!
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Jup, masz sztylet wbity w serce. Chyba, że nie masz serca. Masz serce, prawda? Proszę powiedz, że masz serce.
So she's convinced she can't die.
Panie bohaterze, coś czuję, że zaczyna trochę rozumieć.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Okej, czyli podobno nie oddycha.
But is it over? Really over?
Panie bohaterze, no chyba koniec, nie? Skończyliśmy grę. Oczywiście, że to koniec. Jest martwa.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Spokojnie. Sumienie zazwyczaj cię opuszcza po paru głębszych.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
No dokładnie. Minie wszystko. Hej, uratowaliśmy świat.
That day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Ta, racja. Wyjdźmy.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now
is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Panie narratorze, czy ty nas właśnie zrobiłeś w konia?
What happened?
Też chciałbym
Everyone's
wiedzieć.
fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Mieję nadzieję, że to jest najlepsze zakończenie zaratowania świata. Okej.
So glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Kurczę, zapomniałem quick save'ów robić.
You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Tak, oczywiście.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
A masz jakiś inny pomysł? Oczywiście, że tak. Fajnie tu jest. Zawsze chciałem być zamknięty w klaustrofobicznych 4 ścianach otoczony przez wieczną ciemność.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
Tak. Słowa traci znaczenie. Oczywiście chodzi o słowo czas. Czas już nie ma znaczenia, ale szczęście dalej ma znaczenie. Jesteśmy szczęśliwi.
Shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here.
Panie bohaterze, a masz jakiś pomysł? Nie no, jesteśmy
Little
szczęśliwi.
voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Jej! Dobre zakończenie. Zrobiłeś to. Uratowałeś wszystkich. Jej! Krótka ta gra, nie? Trochę. Wygrał sam nasz zapraszam go karty z Jest. Your song, the princess, the world ender. Boję się. Coś na jakiejś aha. Aha, okej. Dobra. Dobra, wróćmy do menu. I zobaczmy, jak coś się innego stanie.
In the woods. And at the end of that path, you're here to
Znaczy, może świat się skończy tylko temu, że ona jest
While I
więziona?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Nie no, wydaje mi się, że tak całkiem spokojnym tempem szliśmy do tej kabiny, do tej chaty, chyba się nam nie śpieszy.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Ta, wszyscy tak mówią.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okej, dajesz.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okej, czyli... Panie narratorze, czyli ty nie masz pojęcia, w jaki sposób świat się skończy, ale świat się skończy. Bo tak.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okej.
Unless, of course,
O czym ty
I'm
mówisz?
talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You
Więc
have to put an end to her.
nie będzie ptaków, nie będzie drzew, nie będzie ludzi, nie będzie bandyctwa, nie będzie łachudrstwa, nie będzie niczego. Więc księżniczka to Kononowicz. Ale w jaki sposób księżniczka zamknięta w piwnicy może zniszczyć świat?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Czy masz jakiś dowód?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Ja nie wiem, ja może przyszedłem tu grzyby zbierać. I zacząłem słyszeć głos w swojej głowie. Zabienie księżniczki wydaje się całkiem złe, co nie?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Rozumiem. Może ktoś nie to
Oh,
zrobić?
if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
Może nie robisz zasad.
Say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules.
Czy dostanę jakąś nagrodę?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
No tak, to jest logiczne. Możesz powiedzieć mi, jaka jest za to nagroda?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. But whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
No, masz rację, przekroczyła moje wszelkie oczekiwania. A co jeśli nie mam problemu z tym, żeby świat się skończył?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Jak to nikt nie chce, żeby świat się skończył? Księżniczka chce. To już jedna osoba.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Zapomnij o tym, nie robię tego.
Serious. No, you have to do it.
Okej. Dobra, słuchaj, pójdę i pogadam z nią. Ja z nią pogadam. I może ją zgładzę.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure,
No cóż.
go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
No będzie na co kłamywać. A skąd wiem, że ty mnie nie okłamujesz?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Idziemy do chaty.
The interior of the cabin is the blade is
Nie potrzebujemy sztyletu, przecież to jest zwykła księżniczka. Najwyżej tu wrócimy, co nie?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Jej głos się delikatnie niesie po schodach.
Hello? Is someone there?
Ej, zwróćcie uwagę na to, że teraz brzmi inaczej.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Dokładnie,
Don't
bohaterze.
let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Jestem tu, by cię uratować? Skłam. Jestem tu, by cię uratować. Jestem tu, by cię uratować. Cześć.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Okej.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone?
Jak się to ktoś mógł być zagrożeniem? No nie wiem, ostatnio poszło łatwo.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
No jestem skupiony.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Możemy spróbować. Dobra, zobaczmy co się da zrobić.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
A tam, panie narrator, świat się i tak ostatnio skończył, no przynajmniej dla mnie. A skoro ja nie jestem częścią świata, no to po co mam go ratować?
No, you're doing the right thing.
Dokładnie, głosie bohatera.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Czyli są zbyt ciężkie?
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Gdzieś u góry to by miało sens.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Sprawdzę u góry, może tam jest klucz, a jeśli nie, to wezmę coś, co cię uwolni.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Sokinkot narrator. Zamknął nas tu dziad.
Someone else here? Your
Hej,
shouts
wypuśćcie mnie.
are met with silence.
Oczywiście, że cisza.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Spróbuję
You try
otworzyć
the
drzwi.
door, but it's locked from the outside.
Zamknięte od zewnątrz. Wróćmy na dół.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
No dobra, masz rację. Może łatwiej byłoby uwolnić ją, gdybym miał sztylet.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Jup. Jesteśmy tu teraz ty i ja.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Wydaje mi się to, że no z jakiegoś powodu jest kursywą zapisane.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
Panie...
Won't like what happens if you do that.
Uratujmy księżniczkę.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Też cię to niepokoi, panie bohaterze?
No, she didn't.
Że się nie odezwała nawet?
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Panie bohaterze? Chyba powoli zaczynamy rozumieć, dlaczego mamy ją zabić.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Chodźmy do zablokowanych drzwi.
We won't have any of it. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair.
Hey.
You can't just do that.
Czy ty właśnie przyjąłeś na tę kontrolę?
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess. Ostrzeżmy ją.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Panie narratorze, jedyny sposób, w jaki w tym momencie wychodzę stąd żywy, to przez drzwi, które są zamknięte. Matko, podoba mi się, jak tu jest pełno opcji, zabij księżniczkę i opieraj się.
The blade! Move the blade!
Nie.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Tak.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Oddaję jej sztylet.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Okej.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
No dokładnie.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
No nie mów mi, że nie trafiła.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Dobra, bohaterze.
Her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
A, przesadzasz.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Przyznaj się, panie narrator, że podobają ci się te brutalne przymiotniki opisujące mój ból.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Yep.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound. It won't be long before you bleed out.
Yep. Zaraz umrzemy.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
No cóż,
Everything goes dark, and you die.
wszystko... Więc umarliśmy. Rozdział 2. Panienka.
You're on
Huh?
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Mam takie déjà vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Wiesz, z kiedy obie tu jesteś pewien, pan narrator?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Okej.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Yep.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. So all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Czekaj, 4? Ja... Voice of Hero, Voice of Smithen to 3, bo narrator będzie walczył.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Ej, to jest niezły deal.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Yep. To jest więcej niż déjà vu. Jestem absolutnie pewien, że to już się zdarzyło.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Okej. Dobra, to idźmy na razie. Nie mam problemu.
A warning before you go any further.
Oczywiście.
She will lie.
Będzie kłamać i
We already
oszukiwać.
told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Dobrze, panie.
Yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Okej, no idziemy do środka.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Czy mi się wydaje, czy coś tu się zmieniło?
The blade is your implement.
Hej, nie powiedziałeś nic o lustrze na ścianie. Podejdźmy do lustra, po prostu.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This is not a wall.
Macie, o czym ty mówisz? Stoi przed nami lustro.
Be a mirror once we wipe off that memory.
Ogromne lustro. Przytrzyj lustro.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
No cóż. Dobra. Tym razem weźmy ostrze.
You take the blade from the table.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Ciekawe, czy jest jakieś podejście, w którym zamiast sztyletu jest coś innego.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us
Again.
again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
No oczywiście.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Dobrze, że też są draugry, które zapalają pochodnie.
But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is
Hej, tym razem jest w kamiennej piwnicy. To chyba wygodniejsze niż drewniana piwnica, która gnije.
A soft voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Okej, znowu mamy delikatną.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful
Chociaż-
than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Panie Smyten, myślę, że ty masz rację.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Nie jestem zakochany? To patrz. Patera.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Ej, ma koronę.
There's a heavy chain
Wcześniej nie
around
było.
her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Proszę powiedz, że go nie słyszysz.
You know she can't hear you, right?
Dzięki, narrator.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Ja.
Oh, you're
Your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Hold up.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
Po tylu latach spędzonych w więzieniu. Myślę, że mógłbym mieć ryj jak Eskel i byłbym cudowny.
And she called us a hero.
Dokładnie, panie bohaterze.
Flattery really goes a long way when it's from you, doesn't it?
Ciii.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Ej, tego nie było w demie. On w demie nie było takiego momentu, w którym on ogarniał.
That's right, villain. And you killed us.
No, to w sumie prawda.
Well, she killed us.
Ej, ale nie zabijałaby nas, gdyby narrator nas nie zwrócił przeciwko księżniczce.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Kłóciłbym się z tym drugim zdaniem, ale to prawda, to była samoobrona.
You've died before, so an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset.
No, nie do końca się zresetowało.
Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
O, dokładnie. Potraktujemy ją jako kobietę,
Now,
jako...
hold on. If she actually
pannę.
ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
No cóż, panie bohaterze, tu w sumie jest dość dobry punkt. Bo narrator powiedział, że w tym wypadku tamten świat się skończył. Tylko my o tym nie wiemy. Narrator w sumie tak właściwie też o tym nie wie, tylko strzela na podstawie tego, co wie, więc w sumie to jest dobre pytanie teraz.
We never saw a world end.
Bo też o to myślałem.
Now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Zrobię to tylko potem, by zrobić ci na złość. Dobra, quick save. Przepraszam, co się stało ostatnio. Narrator, który mnie tu wysłał, by cię zabić, przejął kontrolę nad moim ciałem. To było bardzo nieuczciwe.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
Ta, wszyscy tak mówią.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Mam pewną teorię w sobie, ale to się przez tym będzie może trochę później.
That's because she's perfect.
Yep.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
Jak już wiem, niektórych dialogów nie było w demie i tego też nie było i to jest coś, o czym nie pomyślałem przez całe demo.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I chwała panu.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
To się w ogóle wygląda ciekawie z perspektywy po prostu księżniczki, która patrzy, jak rozmawiamy sami ze sobą. Co się stało po tym, jak umarłem?
You died, and now we're talking.
Jakby to powiedzieć? No człowiek beton właśnie we mnie uderzył, po prostu tłumacząc, co się właśnie stało. Okej, czy ja jestem w niebie? świat się skończył. Czy skończyłaś świat?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Nie. Chyba, że masz chłopaka.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Jup. Tak szczerze, ludzie posysają. Ludzie są plagą i mam nadzieję, że przyniosłaś im powolną i bolesną ruinę. Quick save? Albo save zwykły zrobimy teraz. To jest ważne miejsce. Z tego punktu będziemy szli w różne miejsca potem. Najpierw powiedzmy, nie chcę, żeby świat się skończył.
Then I didn't end the world.
Okej. Nie wiem, czy mogę ci
She didn't
ufać.
confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Jedynie co wyznała to, że dla nas by skończyła świat, gdyby mogła. Ale nie może, bo jest księżniczką.
Not so sure.
Spokojnie, panie bohater. Wszystko jest w planie. Mam najpotężniejszą zdolność, jaką może posiąść jakikolwiek bohater. Jest to umiejętność zapisu i wczytania gry. Uratujmy księżniczkę. Na razie.
What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that.
Tym razem mam nóż. Także bez przesady, kończący świat, potwór. Przecież powiedziała, że nic się nie stało.
Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Chcesz się założyć?
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Ciii. Bohaterze, nie zapeszaj.
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
Bardzo poetyckie.
I'm not sure I follow.
Spokojnie, ja też.
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Czy wolałbyś uwierzyć mnie, pełnego pasji, kierującego się sercem i sercem prowadzonym przez miłość i mojej dobrej natury? Czy wolałbyś posłuchać diabła na twoim ramieniu, który mówi ci, co możesz i nie możesz zrobić?
I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Wolałbyś fakty? Nie pesz!
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
Jesteś empirykiem?
One of us has to be.
Kto jest to w sumie racja.
Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
Let's do this.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Dobrze przerwane, panie bohaterze.
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Dobra, nie wiem, czy chcecie dalej słuchać. Chociaż to też jest niezły deal.
You wouldn't.
Obecnie zrobimy to tylko po to, by zrobić ci na złość.
I would. I'd listen to it if I were you.
He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Czekaj, ja posłucham go tobą. Ma dużo pośrednich uczuć. I czy świat się nie skończy, jeśli nie powstrzymamy?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Yep.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
Wiesz, że najgorsze? Przez demo ja mniej więcej wiem, jak ten świat działa. Więc może widzicie, że pewne zakończenia dochodzą dość szybko, to przez to, że po prostu już znam tę grę poprzez demo.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Ale to może jutro powiem na streamie dokładnie, co mam na myśli.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Jej!
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat?
Czy ty nam grozisz?
You know what we'll do if you try it.
No, panie narrator?
You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Najpierw wyjdźmy. Dobra. A co byś chciała zrobić?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
No widzisz.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
No dokładnie, co jeśli może jest w stanie zniszczyć świat, ale może robiła to, bo nie wiedziała, że jest lepszy sposób na życie?
So gullible. It's the only thing you've ever doubted, the actual truth.
Czekaj, jaka prawda?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
No cóż. Czy chcesz skończyć świat? Nie. Coś tu nie pasuje. Kurczę, ja jestem pewien, że w tym momencie to... Robię tu save'a. To jest miejsce, do którego potem wrócimy. Chcę, żebyś mi powiedziała, co chcesz.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all
No
I want
cóż.
for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Nie sądzę, że tak działa. Zresztą, że muzyka się trochę zepsuła. Może być coś, co
I
chcesz.
just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on?
Jej oczy stają się coraz większe.
What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Ale przecież musisz chcieć coś więcej. Chcę, żebyś sprawiła, żebym był nieszczęśliwy. Ale co sprawiłoby, że ty będziesz szczęśliwa?
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
Halo?
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Możesz chcieć coś więcej niż sprawić, żebym był szczęśliwy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Okej?
Just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Nie miałeś okazji zadać kolejnego pytania. Co się zabrało i zostawiło coś w jej miejscu?
No. She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Właśnie jej mózg
Is
wybuchnął.
that a... Why is it
Lustro.
here?
To, które było u góry. Nie ma narratora.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
Czy świat się skończył?
Villain vanquished.
Ty to widzisz wszędzie pozytywy. Chyba powinienem spojrzeć w lustro?
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
No cóż, nie mam innych opcji dialogowych, towarzysze.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that.
I can't believe she was taken away from her.
Dobra,
I'm begging
lustro.
you, don't do this.
Chciałbym, towarzyszu, ale nie daliście mi innej opcji. Ignoruj go. Podejrz do lustra. Spójrz w swoje odbicie. Cisza. A, do siebie sięga. Nie ma ich. Ale lustro pozostaje. Czas byś zobaczył, co jest w środku. To ty. Jesteś sam w miejscu, które jest puste. Jest tu cicho. Idź do chaty. Jesteś w chacie. Podejdź do niej.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Coś mnie znajduje w dużej ciszy. I przynosi prezent z... Czy mi się... Zniszcz swoje ciało za to, gdy coś teraz stanie, czy my się znamy? Dar kruchego.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Czy to jest koniec świata?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
No słusznie. Jeszcze. Czym jesteś?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
To jest dobre pytanie, czym ja jestem. Samotne światła? Co masz na myśli?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
A kim ty myślisz, że ja jestem?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Znasz narratora może?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Okej.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okej. Czy ty jesteś księżniczką?
She is part of me, and part of me
Czyli-
is her.
Księżniczka jest tylko częścią ciebie. Ale czy zawsze byś księżniczką, czy jest teraz tylko robisz z niej część siebie?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
No. Czy my się znamy?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel
Czy wiesz coś o światach poza tym miejscem?
I know only that they are.
Czy ty jesteś tym, który mnie wysłał zabić księżniczkę?
I have I've only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Okej. Wypuść ją.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Okej.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Zaatakuj mnie to. Nic się nie
My
dzieje.
roots burrow in the ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Nie możemy się zranić w stanie takim, kim jesteśmy, ale to się może zmienić. Co się teraz stanie?
Nothing as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There
Okay.
is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Znacznie bardziej... Tu... Dobra, ta gra trochę zobaczymy, czy... O, tutaj... Chyba nie powinienem tak szybko tu dojść. Mam tak trochę wyjaśniła zasady działania tego świata i księżniczki. Jeśli my wierzymy, że księżniczka jakaś jest, to ona taka będzie.
More perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Czy nie obawiasz... Ile zapomnę?
Everything, until we meet again.
Wszystko, dopóki się nie spotkamy. Czy nie boisz się, znajdę sposób, żeby cię zabić?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Jesteś wirusem, prawda? Ile kawałków ciebie muszę znaleźć?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Zastanawiam sobie, by zabić księżniczkę, żeby powstrzymać ją przed zniszczeniem świata.
You ask of things that cannot be done.
Co można zrobić, jeśli ci pomogę?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Dobra. Jeśli nie chcę, żebyś sprawiała, żebym zapomniał.
Then we will be here forever.
Nie wracam.
If you need time,
Czekaj wieczność.
you are as I am now, and forever is a long time. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping?
Może?
If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Okej, gra mi właśnie skraszowała. What the... Gra mnie właśnie strollowała, nie spodziewałem się tego.
You have returned to me, though you were gone mere moments. I never left your side.
Okej, czyli to się włączyło zaraz po tym, jak włączyłem z powrotem grę. Czyli burzymy czwartą ścianę. Dobra, wygrałaś. Spraw, żebym zapomniał.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Prosi cię, byś pamiętał, żebyś mnie nie pamiętał.
You won't.
No nie będziesz. Za mało dostałem. Wszystko staje się ciemne i umierasz.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
Okej. Okej, dzięki, że powiedzieć, co mam zrobić.
it's all part of the job. You make your way up. We're not going to go through with this. Ignore him.
Idziemy do środka.
The interior of the cabin is a blade.
Weźmy ostrze.
You take the blade from the table. The door. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it fool you.
Hej, wydaje mi się, że mam cię zabić.
Oh, are you now?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so. Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Nope, nie żartowałem. Ta, to nie był żart.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
O, to brzmi jak dobry
Don't
pomysł.
you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Rzuć.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clap.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Tak, porozmawiajmy.
Against your better judgment, we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ta, trochę niezręczne. Ta, całkiem niezręczne.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Głos w mojej głowie mi kazał. Czy wiesz, dlaczego tu jestem, bym cię zabił?
that laugh. I think I'm in love.
A. Ha. Czyli taki jest twój konik.
Stop it.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here or how I got here. I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
Jak długo już tu jesteś?
Too long.
Zbyt długo.
Note the lack of detail.
Masz rację, jakie jest imię?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Ale musi mieć jakieś imię. Jestem miła, ponieważ podobno masz skończyć świat.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
Jak długo już tu była?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Miałem nadzieję, że ty mi powiesz.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
A, mam parę pomysłów.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of
No.
doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Yep.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Yep.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
No prawda, nie znamy się.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person.
Dobra, ja tu w sumie zrobię save i zrobiliśmy save'a i chciałbym teraz wczytać ten moment. Jak chcę skończyć
Are you
świat?
serious?
Oh, we've been over this one. No.
Okej. Coś tu jest nie tak. Sorry.
Turn the tip of your blade to wait.
No, you barbarian, what are you doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and strike. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as the blade falls, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you.
Sorry.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
And just like
Well.
that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Seeing this, I know it must have been.
Przepraszam. Achievement jest po prostu komiczny.
I feel sick.
Yep. Nie tylko ty.
Sick. You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Get over it. You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. Give ourselves a minute.
Spokojnie.
Deep breath and
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
Ja tu jestem osobą, która podejmuje decyzję i mówię nie.
Exactly, you're not doing this. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you?
I don't believe this.
Ja też nie.
What? What don't you believe?
Au.
Plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. I just made it happen. I'm sorry.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Dobra, właśnie umarliśmy. Rozdział 3. Szarość. Nice.
You're on a path in the woods.
You horrid monster. Do you think just just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness. Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
Czy tylko ja zauważyłem, że nie ma tu drzew?
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Gdzie jest głos bohatera?
And I'm still here too.
O, cześć.
If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
Jep, 2.
It's our third. What gave it away?
Your open discussions. Couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that
Ej,
I
ale ja
wish
naprawdę
to
chcę
worry
zwrócić uwagę, tu nie ma żadnych drzew.
Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further. Though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again.
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying.
Ej, to dotychczas umieranie było spoko, dostaliśmy więcej achievementów.
Why not? You've already done it twice.
He, ty tylko wiesz o 2 razach.
It was unpleasant. It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens.
Oh, how exciting.
Okej.
I'd love to see you try.
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
Narrator, który chciał
I'm
kontynuować.
looking forward to it.
Good. I am too.
Can I talk? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods,
Nie ma tu żadnych
the
drzew.
princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
Tak, koniec świata, ale tu nie ma
I
drzew.
believe that when I see her living body.
Jestem pewien, że ona żyje, ale nie widzę drzew.
I hear that right. He says she's alive.
Yes, she's alive. But you're going to have to make her not alive. You have to slay her. It's your job.
We absolutely will not. This is a tale of love and redemption, and this time it will not end in bloodshed. Except ours, if any of you try anything.
Smitten.
Let's do our best to keep him away from anything sharp. If we're lucky, there won't even be a blade when we get to the cabin.
Nie rozmawialiśmy jeszcze o tym, jak bardzo inne jest to miejsce.
If this isn't the same kind of woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Wait. But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to...
Yes, I already told you that she's alive.
Tak, wiemy, że ona żyje.
Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well.
I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great.
Influence doesn't require life.
W sobie prawda.
But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive? Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed.
I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
Słuchaj, ja tu dowodzę. Jeśli ją zabijemy, znowu, nie zabijesz nas.
Oh, it's clear, you murderer. Though I should remind you that you're not as in charge as you seem to think you are.
I'm sure his
Dobra.
outburst last time was just a fluke. I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, if he kills us again, he kills us again. It doesn't matter. He'll tire out eventually. The flame of passion always burns out in the end.
A pytanie tylko, ile razy nas będzie musiał zabić.
Spoken like a true cynic. Enough bickering.
Cokolwiek się da stać, wychodzi na to, że wszystkie nasze odpowiedzi są w chacie. Co się stanie, jeśli tam nie pójdziemy?
Find a way out eventually and the world will still end. The
Dobra,
only
czyli świat
way
się
this
skończy.
resolves-
Again, he makes her out to be a monster. I'm tired of all this slander. She's never hurt anyone in her life except for us, and that was our fault.
Uwielbiam aktora głosowego. She never had anyone in her life, except for us, and that was our
You know,
fault.
she could have done all sorts of things we weren't around to see. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just...
Dobra, chodźmy.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... Don't...
Oh, we'll
Oh.
muck it up all right. We'll
Spokojnie,
try.
panie narrator. Mam
Even
plan.
if it damns each and every person who's ever lived.
Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it.
Yep.
I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful.
Dobra, prawda.
Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control?
No
You're
cóż.
saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens.
A, czasem tak chciał.
Are you even alive?
What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion?
No cóż, właśnie opowiedziałeś główny problem ludzi z depresją.
I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Aha, dobra, idziemy do środka.
The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her?
Myślę, że to nie może być nikt inny.
Our beloved. So she does live.
Jeśli jesteś nekrofilem...
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
Jakie drzwi?
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again.
Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've become. If it even lets us look before it vanishes too.
The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? You all planned this out before dying. There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Bo jest obecnie w piersi naszej ukochanej? To jest chyba dobre wyjaśnienie, nie?
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Yep.
Perhaps it's gone because an oh so deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you.
Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done.
Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart.
Ej, no w sumie to się stało.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Ale... Tu nie ma drzwi, to... Podejdźmy do lustra.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
No, w sumie tak. O nie! Zakrztusiłem się nektarem. Ała.
It's time for all of you to see. Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Dzięki.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us.
Patrząc na to, jak zabiliśmy ją z zimną krwią, tak po
No
prostu,
way left to go but
po
down.
tym jak ją wypuściliśmy, w sensie jesteśmy najbardziej okrutną rzecz, czego mogliśmy zrobić. Daliśmy jej wolność, daliśmy jej nadzieję, a potem ją po prostu zabiliśmy. Dobrze, wejdźmy do piwnicy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality.
Okej, dzięki za wytłumaczenie, dlaczego te pochodnie dalej się świecą.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow.
Nie, no ja widzę ją dobrze.
There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory.
Teraz zgadzam się z Coldem.
Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Myślę, że mamy dużo do pogadania.
Receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. Of course she's livid, and with good reason. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little girl? What's she
Znaczy
going
bohater
to
ma...
look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't.
Bohater ma tu trochę racji. Jesteśmy nieuzbrojeni. Dobra, no idziemy na dół.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
Czyli nawet nie ma tym razem żadnego okna. To ciekawe. No i jest martwa.
What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive
To był
well
duch.
a moment ago, floating away transparently.
Czasem chyba ciężko być zakochanym.
Whatever we saw was a ghost. I thought we were all on the same page.
No tak, no ja się z tobą zgadzam, panie
Do
bohater.
try to keep up.
Thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
O, świetnie, to co mam teraz zabić?
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you at the top of the stairs, clutching a bright torch.
Kochanie, porozmawiajmy.
That's where the blade is. It's already in her heart, and yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Myślicie, że ten sztylet jest posrebrzany?
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic even.
Ale ta, która była na dole, dalej miała serce w piersi. Nóż wbity w klatkę piersiową, więc...
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything.
Myślę, że chce nas spalić żywcem.
But she hasn't said anything.
You came back. I missed you.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved.
To jest niezręczne.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
Yes. Seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
Czy ona spali chatę?
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
She's trying to kill us.
Yep.
A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
Dobra, zróbmy save'a tutaj. Czy jesteś zła, co już cię zabiłem? Przepraszam.
I'm not mad at you. You gave me so much to think about. And it's all going to be over soon. It's all going to be better.
She's holding a grudge.
Yep, definitywnie.
She wouldn't. She's perfect.
Tak, oczywiście.
The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with straw. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel.
No cóż.
I bet it'll feel really, really bad. Yes, it will be terrible. So you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now.
I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just
Bawi mnie
trying
to,
to
że
spoil
nasz
her fun.
voice of the cold, wiecie. Wiesz, że to chodzi o taki, że bez uczucia, ale wiesz, cold mroźny. Ciekawi to, jak to jest być spalonym. Jakoś mnie to bawi.
Spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Ej, czekaj, my próbujemy zatrzymać Oblivion? Nie, zostawmy to, Oblivion dobra gra. Może kiedyś na stream. Ktoś chce Obliviona? Co z tego, że muszę jeszcze skończyć Elden Ringa, który jest pewnie tak samo, który jest tak samo długi. Czemu zamknąłeś drzwi?
Because I want to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
No jest to logiczne.
See? Everything's fine. She wants to be with us.
Yeah, in a bad way.
No cóż, oboje mają swoje
She just
racje.
has a unique way of expressing things.
No cóż, to będzie ciekawe zakończenie naszego płomiennego romansu.
The heat grows in intensity as the flames draw ever nearer. You can practically feel your skin sizzling already. If you're going to try and stop her from killing you and destroying the whole world, you'd better do something, and you'd better do it now.
Nie, ja chcę z nią
I
porozmawiać.
wonder if we look good right now. Fire makes a lot of things look good.
Na przykład heretyków.
I can only
I
imagine
wiedźmy.
how dazzling our eyes are in dancing flames. Do you think she's noticed?
Tak.
I don't want to burn to death. We don't have to, right?
Nie, ale chcę wyczerpać wszystkie opcje dialogowe. Nie chcę tego.
You just think you don't. Sometimes someone else makes decisions for you. And those decisions are for the best. You should know that.
Voice of the Smitten, oficjalnie obwiniam ciebie.
The flames lick at your form, stripping layers of you away, causing your skin to blister and pop and crisp. As you burn, the princess glides to your side, her ghostly form blackening as she too succumbs.
Okej.
This is terrible, we're going to die.
A, tam problem.
I'd savor this feeling if I were you. Soon enough, we won't have nerves.
And we'll get to die with her. After what you made us do last time, this is as sweet an end as we could hope for.
She clutches you close to her chest, her eyes bright and her smile wide with manic affection, watching as the flames take you away.
No cóż.
The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins.
Yep. Ból.
But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
See? That wasn't so bad.
Nie mam już komentarza.
It was so bad. Somehow, nothing's so much worse.
O tak, pustka jest gorsza.
You'll get used to it.
Dzięki Voice of the Cold.
There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me.
Czyli ty jesteś mną z przyszłości.
The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all. We can die happy.
Cześć znowu. Pomimo twoich największych starań nie umierasz. A ona zniknęła.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again.
Idziemy do lustra. Lustro cię jeszcze nigdy nie przestraszyło.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Fine.
Ostatecznie? No, jeszcze nie.
I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and cream for a
Sorry,
while? That's
za późno.
This doesn't feel right. It feels... Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit?
Patrzmy na swoje odbicie. Co teraz zobaczymy? To ty. Dobra. Tu na razie wracamy do punktu wyjścia.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
Znamy się?
You are familiar.
Zniszcz swoje ciało.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Raczej nie możemy się zabić. Ale dobra, co się teraz stanie?
Nothing. As there is no. Bring me more perspective.
Dobra, ona robi to, mówi cały czas, że to zawsze. Dobra, sprawdź, zapomniał.
She asks that I tell you to you won't.
You're on a path in the wood. You're here.
Okej, wczytajmy. Na razie tutaj, jak byliśmy w piwnicy, która płonęła. Biegnij po ostrze.
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire camp push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs. Manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade. The metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact. You can't so much as pull away, your nerves seizing up as they're fried, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon.
Okej, czyli mamy to samo zakończenie, tak?
But it isn't. See, you'll get used to it.
Okej, czyli tym sposobem dostajemy to samo zakończenie. A czy stanie się coś, jeśli pobiegniemy do drzwi?
As you rush up the stairs, the entire cabin will ignore the princess, throwing yourself headlong against the door, bashing at it with your clenched fists. As layers of you peel away for raw, seeping burns, you turn to
Dobra,
see the
wracamy do
princess,
tego
face
punktu.
bright with
Wypuść mnie.
Dying apart kept us apart. Dying together will keep us together.
To ma sens, ale wypuść mnie proszę.
Everything's fine. Yeah, she just has a.
the fire burns. We've never bad. Yes, it will.
I think it.
I'm not. S
Zrobię tego, tylko nie pozwolę, żebym spłonął.
You'll understand when it's over.
She's holding a grudge. She wouldn't.
the heat.
I want.
But I want.
Okej.
As you rush up the stairs, you ignore. The layers of you turn to see the
Dobra.
princess, face
Czyli
bright
to są
with
wszystkie
smile
zakończenia,
wide.
które mogliśmy wziąć z tamtego punktu. Weźmy teraz tutaj. Dobra, to wyjdźmy stąd, a resztę wymyślimy później.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been.
Okej. I to się dzieje.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Haha, zazdrosny.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. The way she's smiling at you.
She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Przyznaj się, jesteś zazdrosny.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Narrator tyciulu.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
Yep.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Dokładnie, mój bracie.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Meh.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Pozwól, panie narratorze, że zacytuję ci fragment z Okrutnego kłamstwa Pierce'a Antonego. Przecież piękna kobieta nie może być zła. Powiedział trzykrotnie zamordowany barbarzyńca.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Ej, na razie jest spoko.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Bohater się już poddał. Na pewno dam radę.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door.
And
I
The lock clicks, and the door creaks open.
are you kidding me?
Smieder chyba też już ogarnął, jak działa ten świat.
Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one.
You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything.
Okej, spoko, też się
I'm
napiję.
about to see the end of the world. I'd rather not see it sober.
Dobrze.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together. just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Okej,
A happy ending at last.
dobra. Czekam na meteoryt.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep.
Cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh, quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Wolałbym nie wyrywać sobie piór. O, no bez jaj. Okej. Nie miałeś szans nawet zrobić tej kurtki.
She's gone. Is that a...
Narratora nie ma.
A villain.
Right.
I can't believe she...
There's something dreadful about...
Yes. I feel...
I'm begging you.
Dobra. Czy coś zobaczymy nowego? Na razie chyba wszystko jest dokładnie tak jak było. Okej. Czyli wracamy znowu do niej.
Something fun.
Dobra, co się teraz stanie?
Nothing. There is no. Bring me more perspective.
Okej, sprawmy, zapomniał.
She asks that I tell you to. You won't.
Umarliśmy. Jej.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that
Zapraszam.
path...
Save. Wczytaj. Tu już wszystko sprawdziliśmy. Jeszcze jest to rozwiązanie. A. Świat się.
I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a misanthrope.
Lucky for you, I did destroy the world. I destroyed all of it and made it awful for everyone.
I'd point out that she just admitted to obliterating the entire world. But I guess that wouldn't actually move.
Ona dosłownie mówi to, co my chcemy
Oh, it
usłyszeć,
moves
więc...
me. Whatever we do next, we should do our best to not let her out.
But have you seen her angelic face? She should get a pass.
By destroying the world.
No, zniszczenie świata jest trochę słabo.
Apparently, yes.
Dobra, coś jest... Że możecie wycinać?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists. And indeed, we... What? No, why are you two... She didn't care last time. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre.
Dobra, jeszcze raz. Nie masz... O czym się wasza dwójka kłóci? Ona powiedziała, że jest ok. Czy jestem jedyny, który uważa, że to jest dziwne? Nie interesowało jej to ostatnio raz, dlaczego powinna się interesować... Nie przeszkadzało jej to ostatnio, nie, więc dlaczego powinno jej to przeszkadzać teraz? Nie, masz rację. To jest bardzo dziwne zachowanie. Dobra, co się stanie, jak ją teraz zabijemy? Quick save, poproszę.
Blade in hand. Wait, but you ignore the pleas of the foolish your blade.
No!
I'm going to...
I'm just like...
Sick. You'll get her.
Yes.
You raise...
Yeah, right.
Zobaczę, co się stanie.
No, let's not do that. You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutic. All of you may have previously thought... What? We plunged... That's right.
Everything goes dark.
The Great.
You're on a path.
Czyli wracamy tutaj.
Do you think
quick
just because
loads.
we've returned...
Uratuj.
I can't let you what?
Yes.
Not on my...
You.
I'd listen to him if I were you.
He has a... I
I told you.
I'm free.
The princess, you was that a you know you're going to regret.
What do we do now?
Dobra. Nie quick load, tylko wczytamy sobie ten zapis. Okej, jak mogę się stąd wydostać?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
To prawda.
Her sharp eyes. She isn't suggesting what she is.
Okej, rozmawialiśmy
Oh,
dość.
have you decided what
You know why you're here.
Zostaniesz tutaj.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Zostawimy cię tu.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Przesadzasz.
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Ja zostaję tutaj.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just...
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Yep.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Nie blefuję.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can...
Okej, save'a zrobimy tutaj. W sumie tych save'ów już nie potrzebuję. Dobra,
It's
wrócimy.
never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand. You've already lost the battle.
Już przegrałem.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her hand.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
Nie powinniście się byli wahać, no, prawda.
She doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Yeah.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
No, to prawda.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it?
Yeah, to już koniec.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Rozdział drugi, wieża.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that, you're here to...
Czekaj, to się już nie stało?
It hasn't. Or if he doesn't remember what happened, you know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing you
O,
can do
broken.
to stop her.
Elu, ciebie
She's
znam.
just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the...
Załóżmy, że mówię prawdę. Jeśli to wszystko się już wydarzyło, dlaczego powinien cię słuchać?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that... Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version.
Dobra, drugi raz się spotkaliśmy, no.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Dobra,
Of
prawda.
course we died.
We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Dobra, już wiem, czemu jesteś broken.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Ja już widzę konsekwencje.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
To wygląda jak dobry pomysł.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Porozmawiamy o
Just be
księżniczce.
quick about it.
Żeby cytować ciebie, powiedziałeś, że jest tylko księżniczką. Dlaczego jest silna, żeby mnie pobić na śmierć gołymi rękoma?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened,
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. Can we tone down the pessimism just as I'm not being a pessimist?
you're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic.
Kto ją zamknął?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path.
Skoro ludzie ją zamknęli, dlaczego oni jej nie zabili?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of
Tak,
doing
jako
this.
jedynie jesteś w stanie to
Call it
zrobić.
a
Świetnie.
prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Nie wiem.
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about...
Czegoś tam nie mówisz.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail, just the less you know about her, the better.
Wszystko.
Now, if you don't know,
Dobra, ale to więcej stanie, to zrobimy później. Idziemy do środka.
a warning. She will lie.
Cheat.
Cheating?
Ona się nie musi starać.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. At least one of you still has a shred of sense.
Just make sure you listen to him.
If that's what you want. I get...
No już nic nie powiesz niestety.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your Why do we feel so small?
We don't feel small. We are small.
Czy czujemy się tacy mali? Jesteśmy mali. Nie powiedzieć nic o lustrze na ścianie.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a mirror.
Tu jest tu lustro.
There isn't.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to
Kogo
die
interesuje,
anyway.
jeśli będzie lustro,
I'm
że tu jest
sure that if
lustro?
we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror.
so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
Yep.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
Czekaj.
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
O, dokładnie. Chcę spojrzeć na siebie i zobaczyć, jak przystojny jestem.
Please don't. I'd rather the princess kill us again. I care less about what we look like and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from
No
us?
dokładnie, skoro kłamie o lustrze.
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Nie wiem. To wygląda inaczej niż ostatnio.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Lustro.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement. It's really...
Wytrzyj.
Reach forward and rub. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Dobrze, weźmy ostrze.
You take the blade from the altar.
Wejdźmy do piwnicy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Yes, mommy.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down.
Ostatnio tego nie było.
She wants us to see her. We need to see
Musimy ją...
her.
O, teraz chcesz tam zejść?
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Dobra, idziemy w dół.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
No, w końcu ktoś mojego wzrostu.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Dobra. Save. Dobra, najpierw rzucimy.
The blade slips from your fingers, and we didn't have to do that. And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Yes, mommy.
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I
Dzięki.
could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
Yep.
It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
A, to nie jest takie złe.
And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Okej. Pójdźmy tu na... tutaj. Co się stało po tym, jak umarłem?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Czy to jest w ogóle Czy ona ma... To jest sama aktorka, która podkłada głos... Nie, to jest pewnie po prostu przypadek, że ona brzmi jak Diala z Power of Exile. Po co ci ja?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Nie masz ich po prostu zniszczyć
Don't
sama?
be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do.
Okej.
The story of a terrible and bountiful God unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Nie musisz kończyć świata, wiesz o tym.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am.
Okej, dobra. Quick save.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yes.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying, is that a person?
To kiedyś była osoba.
Is she talking about you?
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Cóż, narratorze?
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Dostanie się nie wierzę?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do, but it's easy.
And once you let her in, please don't do this.
Xi, muszę.
There's nothing to be sorry about. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Okej.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come.
No cóż, sądzę, że nie będzie ci to dane. Weź jej dłoń. Halo? Ale nie bierz jej ręki. I nigdy nie zrobi, tego nie zrobisz. Czas, by opuścić. Wspomnienia wracają.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Oczywiście, że jesteś przestraszony. To jest koniec dla ciebie, ale nie jest to koniec dla mnie.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels...
This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Podejdźmy do lustra. Urosłeś. Okej. Podejdź.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am whenever you are ready.
A matko, czy ja nie mówię, że ja muszę od samego początku do samego końca robić wszystko. Ale dobra, jeśli trzeba tak będzie, no to zrobimy. Czy jesteś tą samą istotą, którą się spotkałem wcześniej? Ile się zmieniłaś?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspective.
Jakie to uczucie, ta zmiana?
Eyes close and reflect. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and it feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Kiedy to już będzie skończone? Już wiesz, co chcesz zrobić?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Okej. Kiedy wracam, jest zupełnie jakby niewidzialna ściana zamknęła się wokół mnie. Czemu nie mogę zrobić rzeczy, które wcześniej zrobiłem?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own.
Okej.
They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only
O matko, dobra, to nie wiedziałem. Jest dla mnie milsza niż ktokolwiek go spotkałem. Dziękuję.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Ma to sens. Co chcesz, żebym przyniósł następnym razem?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
No to ma sens.
My joy isn't seeing what you choose. There are no wrong
Nie ma
answers,
złych odpowiedzi.
and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Czy masz jakieś myśli na temat dotyczące tego naczynia?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she will not be able to mourn you.
Nie będę. Więc nie masz żadnych... Więc nie masz żadnych preferencji do tego, jak chcesz rosnąć?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways
Co powiesz
in
na
which
bycie
to
spaloną
grow,
żywcem?
for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Nie chcę cię skrzywić, ale czuję, że im więcej będę wracał, czy razy będę wracał, tym gorsze szczyty to będą.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Okej.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Okej. Ile jeszcze muszę ci przynieść?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow. You will have your rest in due time.
Dobra, jestem gotowy
I
wrócić.
will long for your return, but it will give me time to if we will meet again.
Okej, dobra, czyli zrobimy jeszcze raz jedno zakończenie.
Your Honor, you're here.
Idziemy do kabiny.
You make your way up. We're not gonna go. Ignore him. The interior blade.
Dobra, na razie robimy
Don't.
pierwsze zakończenie. Jestem tu, by cię uratować.
Hey, come downstairs.
You walk down the streets. I am.
Hi. I hope you brought.
Don't.
Zobaczmy łańcuchy.
Only.
Thank you.
You're no. They're large.
I'm guessing.
Maybe down.
Dobra, nie ma
Okej.
klucza.
I'll be here.
Is someone
Niestety.
make it easier for everyone? Look at the mess.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of.
She barely hesitates as she rips her flesh with the blade. Or you won't.
Uratuj księżniczkę.
Fine. And you cut. The blade is sharp, and it takes her limb. She didn't know. She smiles. How is?
Thank you.
No. We won't have it as the. Wait. Watch me.
Dobra. Dobra, czyli tamtędy już nie, tam już nie mogę wyjść. Zabij księżniczkę.
No going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart, but she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
Nie.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used.
Okej, czyli nie wrócimy tam już.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares
Okej.
down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the dark.
Czyli teraz idziemy tą ścieżką.
Dress stained in red, as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place.
It can't just end like this.
To się tak nie skończy, prawda?
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny everything goes dark. And
I
you
umieramy. Wiedźma. Dobra, ale następny rozdział.
You're on a path. You're here to
Następny rozdział zrobimy następnym razem. Szczerze sądziłem, że będę mógł wrócić, wiecie, do tej ścieżki i po prostu spróbować inną metodę. Ale widocznie jak w jednej ścieżce już wezmę jakąś część, to najwidoczniej to tyle mogę zrobić. Dobra, to będzie nasz główny save. Prawdopodobnie. A potem zobaczymy, co się z tego wyjdzie. Dobra. Widzę, że strasznie rozbudowali tę grę, mimo wszystko. Choć wciąż opiera się na tym samym. No i cóż, dziękuję wam dzisiaj za uwagę. Do zobaczenia wkrótce, mam nadzieję, że jutro. Trzymajcie się ciepło i cześć.